We're going to take an in-the-box drum mix that sounds like this. We're going to spread those drums across the board and use some outboard gear and make it sound like this. Okay, I have my kick and snare soloed. Let's hear these Trident 80B EQs. Very punchy and impactful. I actually own a Trident 80B console that wouldn't fit in my studio, so well, I'm part owner. Now my friend owns part of it too, and it's at his place. And the Trident 80B is a big console and just really awesome. A lot of like rock records. It has that sort of sound. And I always thought the EQ was pretty sweet. I don't know if these EQs necessarily sound extremely identical to the console. They do sort of remind me of that in a way, maybe actually a little better. They have impact, but of course what I noticed with these Trident EQs, they could get nasty in the top end and mid frequency range if you boost too much. With any EQ, the more boosting and changing you do to the original sound, you are smearing frequency ranges, all right? So you just have to be careful. Now we're gonna add the API 2500 and a pair of 550 AEQs to the drum bus. I have them returning to a pair of faders. Those faders are hard pan left and right. So I am using it as parallel processing. I could add as much of the API 2500 process tracks to the drum mix or as little as I want. So that's, again, returning to a pair of faders. Let's tuck in the drum bus and add some verb and get these drums to bloom up a little bit. I do want to add compressors to the kick and snare. These are rock drums, and I want to get aggressive with it. We're going to use distressors on kick and snare. All right, then I'm going to take an additional bus off my console, and we're going to add a compressor and tuck that into the mix. And we'll hear what that sounds like. Keep in mind, anything I do on this console, you could do in the box, all right? So what I'm doing is I am taking my kick, snare, and tom tracks, you see these red LEDs, coming out of the bus 16, hitting a compressor, and returning it to channel 21. And then I could tuck that in the mix as much as I want, parallel processing. Now, I could also do that by using 15 and 16, bus 15 and 16, or bus 1 and 2, 3 and 4, doesn't matter. Two buses out to a compressor, stereo compressor, and return that back to two channels, hard pan left and right. But I don't want to do that because I'm already doing that with all of my drums through the API 2500. I'm just doing a mono bus compression of just the kick, the snare, and the toms, okay? So let's hear that. let's go over what we did here for this out-of-the-box drum mix, all right? We took the drums, 12 tracks, spread it across the console. Kick and snare, I added EQ and compression. So I added the distressors and the Trident 80B EQs, kick and snare, okay? Drum bus, a stereo drum bus, I added the API 2500 and a pair of 550A EQs. Besides that, the only thing that I did was take a mono bus of the kick, snare, and toms, sent it out to the 1176, and returned it to channel 21 up the center, parallel processed, blend into taste, how much I wanted, okay? And that's it. It's that simple. And we got a pretty good sound and drum mix. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys. Take care.